Breaking news. I really do like this series, Boruto, at least the manga. But this series and this manga have deviated so far from what Naruto was originally. I mean, it's just like, wow, it's gone so far sci-fi, I don't even recognize it anymore. And that has a lot to do with all these scientific ninja tools that have been introduced into the series. And the craziest part about it is that Kishimoto's new series, Samurai Tales of Hachimaru, is a sci-fi series. I would have expected to see all this regenerative abilities in Samurai 8, not in Boruto. You know what I mean? But look, if you want to know more about why I don't review Samurai Tales of Hachimaru, it's because that's like my series that I just want to enjoy reading. I don't want to have to necessarily review it every single week, but I will review, you know, the bigger chapters and the bigger points of Samurai 8. But I'm not here to talk about Samurai 8. I'm here to discuss Boruto Chapter 42. But before we get into that, go plus ultra and smash that subscribe button. It lets me know that you're rocking with the content that I put out here on this channel. And without further ado, let's get into this review. Now, let's just dive straight into what I led into this video with, and that's Boro. Okay, so Mitsuki and Boruto, they're fighting Boro currently at this time. Kawaki and Sarada are standing in the back, and Kawaki is basically telling Sarada that, hey, there is a way to defeat Boro in his crazy regenerative ability, but you have to be able to locate his core, and that is the task that Kawaki has given Sarada. Okay, he's like, you need to use your Sharingan to locate the core somewhere in his body. Alright, that's an easy enough task. The only problem with that is Sarada comments and she's like, on page 25, hold up, we've already blown up his head, his upper body, and his lower body. If he really does have a core, it should have already been destroyed. No? Question mark. Kawaki just says it has to be somewhere. You need to use your Sharingan and look very closely to see where it is at. This is telling me that he has the ability to move his core around his body. We have gotten so far past the traditional meaning of ninjutsu and genjutsu and taijutsu and just what it means to be all the lore and all the rules of Naruto are gone out the window because there is this mechanical device that is able to regenerate organic matter on such an atomic level that it doesn't mean anything. How do you lose your head and you're still able to fight? Kawaki goes to join the fight with Mitsuki and Boruto, and the biggest problem that they're all running into is that they're running out of chakra. Apparently, that is not an issue that Boro has because he has a core that allows him to not only regenerate atomized body parts, including his head, but also restore his chakra because he is not running out of chakra. I mean, he never really was because he had the what do you have? He had that the poison, you know, the nanobites. I forgot what he had. You know what I'm saying? The things that poisoned them and, you know, fucked them up. But he also is using lava style, but he's not running out of chakra at all. Boro is fucking everybody up at this point, and Sarada is just looking in the background and she's yelling out like Mitsuki, and Kawaki's like, fuck him, do your job. You need to find the fucking core so we can get this shit over with and get out of here because he is killing us right now. Alright, so Sarada, she gets to her thing, and Boro, again, he's had his entire chest blown off in this one chapter. I'm not even talking about the past. In this chapter, he's had his complete chest cavity atomized by Kawaki. On page 30, he has had his head blown off for the second time by Kawaki. Again, he is able to regenerate. This is when you see Sarada notice that right before he's attacked, he forms a hand seal with his hands, and then she notices that something is moving under his skin. Why nobody else is able to notice his hand seals is beyond me. But she notices this, and she notices something moving with under his skin. Now, as she notices this, she makes the statement, okay, she has to be able to attack him fast enough to where he is not able to react and move his core before whatever strikes him in that core. I hope you're following what I'm saying. They need a jutsu that is fast enough to strike before he moves his core. Nobody has said jutsu in the repertoire. Or so we thought. Go ahead and fast forward, my boys. Go ahead and fast forward, my girls. Sarada busts out the OG move. Sarada goes ahead. Hits Boro. Well, no. I just moved the page. Page 39. Sarada hits Boro with the Chidori. Hits Boro with the Chidori. Okay? Bust out her Pop's OG move. Oh, gosh, man. It felt good to see that move being brought back. Okay? It really did. Because the longest time, especially in the anime. Now, I don't watch the anime a lot or ever anymore. The last thing I saw was the time travel arc, and that was it. I didn't see anything before that. I didn't see anything else after that. But there was this whole thing where Naruto's going to train Sarada and Sasuke's going to train Boruto. So a lot of people thought that Boruto was going to learn Chidori and Sarada was going to learn the Rasengan. Apparently that's just since been abandoned in its entirety. And that's the end of the chapter, really. Boro getting hit with Chidori. Now, if you look at the last page real quick, I know I'm bouncing back and forth, but if you look at the last page, Boro says she's too fast just as Sarada hits him with the Chidori. But if you look at the page, Boro's still making the hand sign. So I don't think that this fight is over in this chapter. I think next chapter Boro's going to be fine. Because he still made the hand sign from the looks of it. So, I mean, Sarada wasn't fast enough. She wasn't fast enough. So, I don't know what's going to happen in the next chapter. That is this chapter. That is basically takeaways from this chapter, right? Like, it's just moving by really quickly. I'm not feeling this. You know, I'm not feeling Boro as a villain. You know, he's just lackluster. I'm not taking this seriously. I'm not taking this fight seriously. I don't know if it's just this fight or, you know, just this new Team 7 and, you know, Kara as the new Akatsuki in general. It's just not feeling you. I felt more of an attachment to the Akatsuki members than I do to the Kara members, and I felt more of a connection to the old Team 7 than the new Team 7. Boruto, in my opinion, is still unlikable. Everyone else on Team 7 is really good. I like them more than Boruto. Boruto is just, he's not enjoyable. He's not relatable. He's just really lackluster, and that's how I feel about Kara as well. By this point in time, well, maybe not this point in time, but yeah, by this point in time in Shippuden, we had already known Deidara, we had already known Sasori, who else? What other? We had already seen Itachi and Kizame at that time, and they just seemed a lot more, not likable because they're villains, but just enjoyable characters versus what we get now with Boro. You know what I mean? And that might just have to do with the fact that we don't know anything about this nigga. And he's just there. Like, every month. It might be because we only get monthly chapters and Boruto is a monthly series. Which is why every chapter I'm like, wow, this is what we got for the month's chapter. It's okay. It would be fine if it was a weekly series or even bi-weekly, but because it's a monthly chapter and we have to see this nigga monthly, like, Boro, you're not interesting enough for me to have to read you every month. But put down in the comment section how you feel about Kara. Do you like Kara as an evil organization, or do you like Akatsuki more as an evil organization? How do you feel about Boro for the past, what, three months, I believe, 3 or 4 months? We have had to endure this man Boro and everything that we have to put up with. Tell me how you feel about Scientific Ninja Tools. Do you like the addition to him? Do you think that they have gotten completely out of hand? Because if you remember, Scientific Ninja Tools originally started off as a gauntlet that you put on where you could load up pre-formed ninjutsus and shoot them out as you wanted, right? We saw that with Boruto during the tuning exams. It just started off as a way of just loading up ninjutsu and firing ninjutsu off. Now we have gone from that to full-on regeneration of any body part, and I'm like, what are we even talking about? In my mind, it takes the skill out of being a ninja, because I know for a fact if I have an ability to regenerate whenever, I'm not gonna care if I get hit with an attack because I'm just gonna regenerate. Like, it doesn't even come with a chakra limit. You know what I mean? He can just move it at will. Look, I've rambled on long enough. That was the chapter. This was my rant. If you made it to the end, thank you for rocking with me. If you're new, subscribe, comment on the video, rate the video, share the video, like the video, and like always, keep it safe and rap tight. I'm out.